So this week we talk about toxic relationships. We love to hate them, but they exist within us. So let's sit back and conversate about a serious topic that we should share.
Hi guys! Welcome back to our YouTube channel. My name is Dinyoko Mukale.
I am Tukuluho Mukale.
And this is Journey with the Mukales. So in the previous video, husband over here wanted to talk about something that he has been thinking about for some time. And I guess there was just obviously a disconnect from that one. So we thought to do a separate video to talk about why people stay in toxic relationships or relationships that are not good for them. I mean, we've separately had our own experiences in a younger age, I guess. Yeah. And we'll talk about it. We want to just have a frank and candid conversation about just
why
toxicity. Am I saying it right?
Toxicity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you got it right.
Right.
I'm not gonna say it again. But yeah, just the comfort of just being in a toxic environment, or thinking, it's okay, or that's what a relationship is supposed to be,
or really the struggle of getting out.
Yeah, or wanting to get out,
or even noticing that it's toxic.
How do you even notice? You're in a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
To start off, so not my topic.
Not mine either.
It's one that God has instructed us to do. So
yeah,
let's go.
So one of the things that toxic relationship really feed off,
sure,
is the fact that society normalizes unhealthy behavior.
Okay, go into it.
So things like alcoholism in our social setting is not seen as a mental illness.
Yeah.
Or,
and that's impacting,
yes,
or contributing.
Yeah, and then here you have
relationship.
Here you have a boyfriend or husband who is an alcoholic and whose behavior drastically changes when he has had alcohol, and they become abusive. So you are told that's he's like that, ufutite that were high, his family are actually alcoholics, so no, there's nothing you can do about it.
That's not even right.
So no, you end up living with this person who from time to time when they're drunk abuse you.
Okay, let's take a few steps back.
Yeah.
How would you even fall in love with somebody like that?
It's not.
Yeah.
Again, it's the society already says this thing is okay.
Makes it look okay.
So even if it's prevalent when you're dating, you ignore it as a red flag.
Bad boy.
Again. Again, yes.
Like internet, yeah. Like that, I fully don't get, because it has its repercussions. It has, and really, it's really what you wanting in a relationship or what you're looking for.
Yeah.
But it's seriously bizarre to me.
I mean, alcohol is one thing. Another can be,
or actually, even when I say that, I'm just thinking about a relationship that I know of, close to home, where it's my mom and dad. My mom, was always was a social drinker. Yeah. She's passed away. She was a social drinker, and my dad didn't drink at all.
Before.
When they started dating, right?
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah. I'm just trying to say, sometimes you don't even actually fall in love with the person that drinks or that abuses alcohol.
But they eventually
evolves based on circumstance, situation, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then my dad actually ended up drinking a lot more than my mom.
She did, yeah.
Yeah. And when we hear the stories, my mom introduced my dad to alcohol.
Bastard.
What is this? Yeah. And then he ended up being much more of a drinker, than she was.
And again, socially, for example, women are sort of not taught but made to accept that men cheat because that's how men are. You know, so it's one of the things that socially make us accept unhealthy behavior.
I'm gonna get that emotional thing about cheating again.
Don't go there.
Yeah, I'm not going.
So in friendships, in any kind of relationship, really, in general, but the society has been so okay with them that we end up being okay with them whilst we are suffering, being abused, losing our self-esteem, losing your purpose. You know, a lot of things. You become the victim in all of this.
Let's talk about your experience in what you would call a toxic relationship. What type of relationship was it? What do you think was making it toxic for you? To define it as a toxic relationship.
It was friendships where I'm supposed to be studying, you know, doing this, and without fail, you'd always have these guys over, try to make them understand, but fail to you push what, and they're just not there. They don't care, you know, because what they do is deemed to be cool, and you're not associating.
You're not able to say no.
You know, when you say no, you're not cool. You know, so it may not really fit the description, but I lose something in the process, and for me that's toxic.
And just a word to our younger selves is that it's okay, Huabach.
Yeah, you should.
It's okay to be like a fool, essentially, or not be the coolest one in the group for the sake of your own future. Because hanging out or agreeing or not, we used to call it not having a backbone.
Yeah.
Remember we used to call it that when we grew up?
Yeah.
Not having that or succumbing to peer pressure in that light. Because there's good peer pressure and there's bad peer pressure.
Yeah.
And just forgetting what you want to do. Yeah. No to that.
Yep.
No to that.
Yep.
Yeah. So it was essentially that environment in terms of your friendship, in terms of lifestyle, choices, and just the conflict of interest with your studies and your journey.
Yeah, it's a relationship that requires you to compromise yourself all the time. That is toxic.
A relationship that requires
you to compromise
yourself
all the time.
In
order to sustain it.
Sure.
You're the one who always needs to give. So that's one.
Yo.
Yeah. So another very interesting reason why people stay is the cycle of abuse. So abuse, here's a typical example. We have a fight, and then after having a fight, I ask for forgiveness. Or maybe during the fight you go home, you pack your bags, and then I come back, I give you the keys to a new Mercedes, and then we are happy for 3 months, all lovey-dovey, and then 4 months later a trigger happens, I abuse you again, and then you leave, then I come back with a diamond ring, you know, and then it's a cycle. So
there's an enticement.
Yes. The risk is that, in fact, the risk with abuse in general, you never know how far the next time it happens, how far it will go. So if you remain in that cycle, your risk to the rest of your life is increasing all the time.
Single time.
Because the first time it might be just a slap on the face.
Or it actually starts off with a push.
And the next time it's a yell and, you know, shouting at you at your face, and then
against the wall.
And then it's a slap. The next time it's a slap and a strangle, you know.
Oh my God.
And the next time you are.
And it's not always physical.
It's not always physical.
I think majority of abuse or levels of abuse, or maybe maybe this is me, because your mental state is the most important.
Yes.
Because the mind is your most powerful tool.
Yep.
That needs to be renewed each and every time with Christ and so forth. And what the devil does, the devil starts attacking here.
Yeah.
Making you believe that this is who you are, or making you believe that what is wrong is okay for you.
Oh, you have a responsibility.
Or you have a part to play.
Yes.
It is your fault. And that's why I'm saying that it is always just the mental state that is always attacked, and thus emotional abuse sometimes is more impactful.
Yeah.
And people don't even note that they're actually going through emotional abuse.
Yeah. And
Sure.
the way abuse is so prevalent, in certain instances, babe, you'd get this very nice guy. He's a pastor, he's a leader, he's a community leader.
All to do. You wouldn't even trace anything bad about that person.
The problem with that, especially if you have a husband who your family adores, your friends,
everyone,
they know him. No, TK isn't it.
Linda
TK can never.
T-Man, next.
Those guys. Now it's even harder for you to get help.
Yeah.
Because when you come and say TK has been doing, people often first question, what did you do for him, for such a nice guy to get there? He must have been provoked.
My God.
You know what I'm saying? So the risk is even greater where it's not easy for people outside of your relationship to see this guy for who he is.
Sure.
Remember, when we're in the bedroom, it's just you and me.
We'll never know. We'll only know about TK because of you and what you tell us about TK.
Yeah.
And if you don't communicate, or TK is doing this and this and this, I'm not going through TK because TK prefers to do this and this and this. We will never be able to connect the dots and say, actually, this person has been crying out for help.
Yeah.
Because for one, it's not easy for you to even assess that this is what is happening to me, or understand that this is not healthy. Right? Sometimes it takes another person to say, actually, no. That is not healthy. That's not what should be happening in your relationship. Because what you do is that you keep quiet. You don't even communicate with your loved ones. You don't even say anything, because what you're wanting to do is what we women should do, is to cover our husbands. Right?
Yeah.
We cover our husbands for whatever reason. To make sure that he's covered, he's our head of the household. But sometimes we cover the wrong things, and to our detriment. Right?
True.
To our detriment, which is the most unfortunate thing.
Yep. So that's, I think, when you sit and you see people staying in abusive relationships, and you don't understand, that's the reasons are very vast. And in certain instances, it's even dangerous to leave an abusive relationship. It's more dangerous to leave the abusive relationship
than to actually walk into it. And stay. Maybe
80% of the women that got killed due to gender-based violence died.
During which time?
That died.
Okay. J under general.
Yes.
Okay.
Women that get killed by men.
80% of them
is women that broke up with the men.
That wanted to leave. Yeah.
Once they left, they got hunted.
When you see those posts on social media, you see those stories are like.
Once you start saying I want to leave,
it's majority.
And this guy just becomes a lion. The lion that he really is, but it just comes out.
But can you avoid walking into a toxic relationship because
I think the approach,
you don't want it,
the basis,
you don't want to be in it, but you are sold the story, man. Right?
Sure, I do.
And you basically, like a dating journey, you guys are the salesperson. You come in, you sell us a product.
Nice pitch.
right? Sometimes this product works.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it needs you to take it to the service provider to get revived until it gets where it needs to get to.
True.
Sometimes it doesn't even function.
Yeah.
You get told a story and you have to take it back.
Yeah.
So how do we know that this product is the one that this product is the one I must take? Because all of you guys are salespersons. Kaofela lo. The sales guy, kaofela le rekisetsa lerato. Le beya di strawberry. Go to my lerato leo. La le rekisa la baby, I'll take you to the moon. I'll take you.
I will buy you a blue train.
Baby.
Yeah.
Love. And then the next thing.
You know what, babe? I think it's the basis, you know, from which we start this thing. You know, maybe people need to change the things they look for
in a relationship. Or what they want.
The things they want.
Or they think.
Yeah, the things they deem to be important. Maybe they need to relook them.
They need to relook. People, we need to relook our list. As to what is it?
Because, I mean, I know women who say, I've had, you know, a girl tell me, I wasn't asking her out, we were just having a conversation, that a man must earn 6 figures.
I will.
A lot of men earn 6 figures. A lot of murderers earn 6 figures.
Yeah.
A
Serial
lot of
killers.
Yeah.
It's not a joke.
And it sounded as though this is high up on the list. So a man must have this. A man must drive that. A man must work here. You know.
And there's
and you will get them because there's enough of them.
And nowhere there are you even talking about the fruits of the spirit.
Yes.
Nowhere there are you even saying principles or attributes.
Yeah.
Of God.
Or somebody who will just protect me. You know, it doesn't cost anything. I want a man who will protect me.
That would love me.
I want to feel safe as a criteria. I want when I'm with this guy, I want to feel safe.
Not to be scared of him.
I want to feel safe from him. I want to feel safe from anything outside. When I'm with him, I want to feel safe. You know, I want to feel wanted, loved. I want to feel beautiful when I'm with this person. Those things have got no price tag on them. Absolutely.
So you say it's really what I'm going back to my sales story.
It's
so it's really
what
the description is.
Yeah.
That we need to sort of, because every sales guy will come with their package, sell their story and say, this is who I am, blah 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 blah, but we need to make sure that we are buying into the right products or product descriptions that we feel will help us be protected, loved, you know, and covered for the long run. You know, because as much as it might sound, and there's no responsibility about. I'm not saying this because, or alluding. It's our choice is the one that determines whether we get abused or not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking in general or generic about the type of relationship that you want. You must know. You must review. Take time to review the type of person that you want to be with. I always say that discernment is key. Because we are going to have a lot of salespeople, we met TK, we met Thomas, we met Paul, right? Sell us the very same thing. But amongst the three, Paul is the one that God has chosen for you. But you're going to go to TK because TK looks good on Instagram or whatever the case is. But he doesn't have your best interests at heart. And there's no level of prayer that you are taking or taking time to say, here are these product offerings, they are saying that they love me, but God, who have you chosen for me, or who should I even listen to? You know, we need to take the time to pray for our relationships, guys, and ask for wisdom. Because the absence of wisdom, the absence of it lands us in the most horrid of situations.
True. That's very true. And again, very sad. Some people stay in abusive relationships because of a desire to be in a perfect relationship.
And the pressure.
Yes, the pressure
of being
the
in a
social
relationship.
pressure to be in
Everybody's
a relationship.
Yes,
sometimes.
everybody's in a relationship.
My friends are married.
My friends are
I need to
married.
get
Or my
married.
brothers and sisters are married.
I need to do this thing.
Linda must be in
Yes.
a relationship so that maybe I fit in.
Yep.
Or whatever the case is.
Yeah, so you get into this thing and you get abused
not-
and you stay.
And you stay and
because
what?
you want to maintain a certain status in society, married woman, and then Luena flex your diamond ring and whatever. And people yes, and people stay in these relationships and they die in them. They might not die physically, but a lot of women die while walking. You know?
Disappear.
Yep. So
it's so painful.
So you don't have to be in a relationship if you are busy dying. Then it's not meant for you, because Jesus Christ died that we may have a life in abundance, not a life in tears, a life in struggle. No.
Life that is filled with honey, love.
Yes.
Milk and honey.
So it's okay if it ends, if you run. You know,
and it's not working out for you.
Yeah,
it's okay. It's okay to end it.
It is.
It's not gonna change who you are.
Yeah.
You know, society.
The Instagram posts are not worth it.
And society, how society views like a divorce, a breakup, or whatever the case is, really prioritize you. You know, I'm going through a time where there's a lot of things that we need to just sit still, and prioritize us.
Yeah.
We don't do that as human. Yeah, other people do that very well. Other people don't. You know, and I guess those that don't are those that find themselves in these situations, because it's quite difficult when you are a servant at heart, when you love a person or you want the best in a person. You know, we take on projects and want to fix people or whatever the case is. It is to our detriment, because it doesn't help. It doesn't really help you, nor does it help that person, because that person, a project, you need to hand him over to God. It's not for you to fix. It's not for you to sacrifice you. So, there's something burning that you wanted to say.
No, you just mentioned the project part, and again, one of the reasons that people stay in toxic relationships is that because they take on projects, they sort of feel responsible for how this person behaves, and they stick it out, hoping this project will eventually, you know,
maybe if we get married.
No.
Let's have a baby. We got married. Let's move over to have a baby. Maybe
let me leave my job.
No.
And be a stay-at-home mom.
No, guys, no.
You know, so you're the one who's constantly trying to do the work that is to your detriment, but perpetually, it's going down. It's going down. So there's a lot of reasons that people stay,
and that we could talk about. The whole day. So I think we're gonna end it here, and maybe we'll do another conversation when we are a bit calmer, to start again and talk about this topic. But essentially, that's for today, and thank you for watching. If you want to share a story, want to conversate, comment down below, subscribe, share this video, and let the conversation happen until we meet again in our next part 2.
Hola.
Bye.